Sup? Today we got something to spice up your pop-up transitions, your cutout transitions, your cutout effects, because I'm tired of seeing the cutout outline. So this is a cutout VHS, and you can kind of do it with any overlay you have. So yeah, super fast, super simple. It's not going to take that long. Like and subscribe, and like and follow my IG, please. Starting up, this is the clip we're going to be using. It's just a hard cut to right here. Now we're going to want to set up our clip to have cutouts, a cutout transition, just like the usual. So the way I like to do my cutout transitions is I like to go to my second clip, hold Alt, make sure my marker is on the first frame of the second clip, you can see right here. Right click the second clip, add frame hold, and now I should have a freeze frame. Now I just like to go a little bit ahead. Sometimes I like to use frames, but you know, you can just guess to however how long. So now we have this freeze frame. Select the second freeze frame, or the only freeze frame. Go to opacity, click this little tool right here, and then draw a mask around your person. This is like 90% of my tutorials, but it's also 90% of the music video effects nowadays, right? Aha, I'm just kidding. Alright, let me just do this really quick, and since I'm gonna put this in my client's video, I'm taking my time on it. Now for this effect, you want a mask, a good mask. Not the outline effect, you can get away with a bad mask because the outline hides it, but this VHS really doesn't really do it. Let me go back. Okay, so now if we look at it, I should have a freeze frame, a cutout of him. And now I just need to grab the freeze frame, which is this, and then drag it over to my other clip. So now I have a cutout transition like that. I just cleaned up the mask real quick, so here's how it looks. Then we have just a regular pop-up transition. So with this effect, I like to use a mixture of both, using the plugin and then not using the plugin, and just gives me mixed results. So let me show you how to use the plugin first. I'm talking about Red Giant Universe VHS plugin. So Red Giant Universe pack, and then you'll have VHS in it. So if you look up VHS, you'll have Universe VHS. Now here's the thing with this one. If I drag it on to my pop-up transition, yeah, it'll do the VHS effect, which is what I like. So if I mess with the settings, I do original and I do like bad tracking. Yeah, there's a VHS pop-up transition like this, but a lot of people like to have movement with their pop-up, so they like it to, come in from the side and then go to where it is and then come up. But the thing with that is, with Premiere Pro, if I move this to the side, so I'm just moving my position, and let's say I'm going to keyframe it, move it to the side, and then I go to the end and I just move it back, so it should have a transition, but it's not doing that. Now that being said, it's because Premiere Pro's masking, it's just hard to explain. You just can't do it like that. So to get around that is you just right click your pop-up transition, click nest, click OK, and then now you should be able to move it around like this. Let me see. So if it comes from the outside to the inside, boom. Here, let me see. Let me move it like this so you can see. So in the middle, boom, to the outside with a cool VHS style. And if you just want to change the VHS, you just have to double click the nest, click on your clip, and then you can change from the preset, change it to, lost color, or probably blank tape, which is what everyone likes to do. And if I go back, it'll come from the side and do that. Now let's say you want it to look a little bit different. Let's say sometimes I like to do this. Let me take out the VHS, and now I just have a nested pop-up transition. If I put VHS on it now, it's gonna have this really ugly, obviously you can see this really ugly border, because now this is the whole video. Now sometimes I do like it like that, but most of the time I don't. So to get around that, first of all, do the first way I showed you, but if you want it just to look a little bit different, just go to your effect controls with your nested clip selected, tape damage, and then from bad tracking, just click none. And then it'll have a little bit of the same VHS effect, just a little, it'll look a little bit different, but now, now it just looks a little bit different, and that's just a different way to do it. Okay, now let's say you don't have any plugins whatsoever. So you just need to download some VHS overlays. I think I have a free VHS static on my website, and the link will be down in the description. But I'm going to be using this one, this TV noise. It's just TV noise. So what I want to do now is I just want to grab this TV noise. I like to double click it and then just drag this underneath my clip. So I have my nested pop-up right here. I'm going to make it the same length as my pop-up. And the TV noise, you don't really need to scale it up now because I'll show you why later. But now go to your effects tab and then look up track matte key. Let me see. Track matte key. I'm going to drag that onto the VHS layer, the little snowy layer. Go to effect controls. And then on matte right here, it will say a video. So I put my my pop-up right here on video 8. So if you go to the left, it says V8. Let me go back. So on matte, change that to video 8 or wherever video your pop-up is. So it might be video 7 or video whatever. And then now you'll have this tiny thing. And you just need to change the scale of your snow layer. Don't change the scale of your pop-up layer. And it's different for each overlay. But now for this one, I can tell it's 150. Change it like that. Now you'll have a static pop-up like this. That's super nice. And then so you can just keep messing with it. And so this effect works with any overlay you can think of. So let's say I throw this VHS overlay on, and then I'm not going to mess with the scale yet. I'm going to look up effects, track matte key, drag it onto my overlay, my VHS overlay, matte, video 8, matte alpha, make sure that's checked. Scale this up to, like I said before, every overlay is different. So I'm going to scale this up, and now I have this VHS overlay. Now let's say I don't want it fully like encapsulated with the overlay, right? I want it to just kind of, I want him to look like he's like in the VHS, if that makes sense. That's as simple. You just change your overlay setting to, from right here, make sure overlay is selected, opacity, change that to lighten, screen, overlay. Any one of these, just mess with these because every overlay is different. So let's say I change it to overlay or hard light. Now I need him behind me, so I'm just going to go to my pop-up, hold Alt, and then drag it underneath it. And so now we have a VHS-y him. And then let me change this from hard light to, let's say, lighten. Now he'll be super VHS pop-up transition like that. Cool. That's basically it for this tutorial. If you liked it, like it. It's super fast. Thanks for watching. Peace out later. Vegas now. Here's my 2 clips we're going to be using. It's just a straight cut. Now we're going to need to do a pop-out transition, which is pretty easy. So in Vegas, how to do a pop-out transition is you want to put your marker right in between your 2 clips, and on the first frame of your second clip, go up here to the preview window, and right here where it says save snapshot to file, click that, save it wherever you want. Now it should bring an image up in your project media window. Drag that image onto your timeline above your footage. If you don't have any free tracks left, just right click on your track and click insert video track. Now bring that onto your footage, cut it so it's not too long. So now if we look at it, our footage should have a freeze frame, which is a little bit fast, so I'm gonna extend it. Okay, and that's our freeze frame. Now make sure you have your freeze frame selected. Go right here to where it says pan and crop, click that. I'm gonna open this up a little bit and zoom in. Now go over here to the bottom left where it says position and click on mask. Now make sure this is also selected. If it's not selected, click on that. Now go up here and click on anchor creation tool, and then do a mask around your subject's body for your pop-up transition, or whatever you want it to be, like a shoe, whatever, it doesn't matter. Now I'm going to go fast, just like that. Now I need to drag this freeze frame to the left above this clip, so I'm just going to drag it like this, and I want it to end right where the 2 clips meet. So if you look at it now, I just shortened it to where the 2 clips meet. It'll be just a very fast pop-up transition. Now that's not the tutorial you guys wanted. You guys wanted the VHS pop-up transition. I'm going to show you how to use the VHS plugin from Red Giant Universe, and then I'm going to show you how to use your own VHS overlays in case you don't have any plugins. So if we go to video effects and look up VHS, wait a minute because Vegas Pro is slow. You guys should move over to Premiere any chance you get. Okay, and then Universe VHS should come up. Now I'm just going to drag this default onto my freeze frame. And then now you'll see the problem is why not a lot of people do this is because it comes off with this, really ugly background. But here are some things that I do whenever I do this. So to get rid of the ugly background, you're going to want to go to tape damage, and where it says tape noise type, select none. But that being said, you're going to get rid of a lot of the noise that makes it kind of look VHS-y. You still have the VHS colors, but you can't, it's just you're going to have to deal with not having noise in your VHS effect. So if we look up the preset and we do, let's say, I don't know, give me like muted, you'll get different colors. Or here, let me see. Sorry, I just did the same thing. Like Umatic, and then we go back to the tape noise, VHS noise, just click none, and then you'll have this. So now you're thinking, okay, I don't want it to look like that. Well, it still looks nice, I still use this sometimes, but I want it to be more VHS-y. So that's when we come in to the overlay section. So in Vegas, you don't have as many options as you do in Premiere Pro, but I'm going to show you how to do kind of like an overlay pop-up. So if you don't have the VHS plugins, you can get away with a VHS overlay. I think I have a free static on my website. If you want to download it, I'll probably link it in the description. But I have these two overlays here. Now I want it to be inside of my pop-up, so I'm going to right click right next to my pop-up in empty space, insert video track, and I'm going to drag one of my overlays on top of my pop-up. So if I drag it to about right here, that's fine. Now my overlay has a audio track. I'm just going to delete the audio track, so make sure I put my cursor where the audio track is, right click, delete it. It's going to say, do you want to? I say yes. Now no more audio track, and now I'm just going to cut my overlay so it's the size of my pop-up. Now obviously we can't see my pop-up because my overlay is blocking it. First thing I want to do is I want to scale my overlay up so it matches my whole frame. So I'm going to go to the pan and crop in the overlay. And you'll find it super fast that if you do pan and crop, here let me show you the video timeline. If I do zoom this in, it's going to do that. So you're going to go to your left here on the source where it says maintain aspect ratio. Just click no, and then there you go. It should automatically go to the whole frame. Now you need the overlay inside of your mask. So first thing you want to do is you want to select your overlay, go to the left right here, and there should be a green button. Click that green button and click multiply. Now your overlay is overlaid across all of your footage. Now we need to get it inside of your pop-up. So go to your three bars right here and go to edit visible button set, and make sure make compositing parent and make compositing child are clicked on. If they're not, just click them on, but if they already are, you're fine. Click OK. Now you want to select your pop-up, which is my middle clip now, right here, right? And then I want to go to the left and I want to click on this make compositing child while making sure my overlay is on the top. So I'm going to click that, and now my overlay is inside my pop-up. Now let's say I want to animate my pop-up. Well, I'm just going to keep my overlay the same way it is. There's two ways to do this. If I animate the pop-up, just the pop-up, so let's say I go to the image 2, I click pan and crop. Let's say right here on the position, I'm just going to move it over here to the right, and then go some keyframes forward, and then just reset it to default. It'll look like this, right? Now that's cool and all because it's not, it's fast enough that the overlay doesn't really matter. But let's say you have a small overlay that you kind of need, you need it to move with the pop-up. You can just select both of these. Sorry, by clicking one and clicking the other, right clicking, and then right here where it says create nested timeline, just click that. Now this will only work for Vegas Pro 17, and then it'll make you save it twice, and then it'll have a Vegas timeline. Just trust me, that's how it works. Now this will only work for Vegas Pro 17, and if you want to do the nested timeline. But right now this looks fine for me. But the overlay itself is too dark, so I'm gonna go to video effects. I'm gonna look up curves, color curves, and then I'm just gonna drag the default onto the overlay. And I'm just gonna, you see this little tool here, I'm just gonna bring this up, and maybe bring the bottom one up too. Now if you look at it, it should be a brighter effect, a brighter VHS pop-up effect. That's it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment. Thanks.